We are cutting into your programming to bring you an update to the unrest that's unfolding in Ferguson. We're going to show you some video from less than an hour ago that our chopper took of what is the Ferguson Police Department. We've been covering protests all day. They were peaceful protests until this evening. We do have a crew at the scene, but before we send it over to Robert, we want to tell you the St. Louis County Police Department tweeted that there is damage to the Ferguson Police Department. All non-essential personnel has been evacuated from that building. The St. Louis County Police Department is assisting the Ferguson Police Department. They say several people in a crowd of protesters were firing fireworks at police. They threw bricks, rocks, and bottles at officers. Windows at the Ferguson Police Department have been smashed. We do have confirmed from the city of Ferguson that there has been a midnight curfew put in place. That's in about 10 minutes in response to everything that we're seeing. Robert, you said it doesn't look like this crowd is going anywhere.
No, Morgan. In fact, I'm talking right now to a mom here. Her name is Kiara Reed. She brought her child to the demonstration, which initially at 6 o'clock was very peaceful. As you watch these unbelievable shots that are going on, people are now looting this business, Vincenzo's Italian restaurant. What's going through your mind?
It's too much. It's just, I feel like we're trying to get a message out, but it's the wrong message. They're just trying to provoke the police to come back up front because they're behind, trying to come up with a plan because all of us are out here. We're not going anywhere. And they keep throwing tear gas at us, rubber bullets. We're just trying to get them to listen to us, understand us.
The protest started at 6 o'clock. Why are you all not leaving right now? I mean, this has gotten beyond peaceful demonstration. It's chaotic. Why won't they go home?
We want to be heard. As a black community, we need to be heard. Why stop? Why stop there? Because when we had Black Wall Street, when we had all these black businesses doing on our own, you came and destroyed everything, gentrification. Knocked our projects out to make it builder for white people. Like, you knocked us out. Why can't we come in here and let you know something?
And I'm told now that Casey Nolan is joining us. And Casey, a different perspective on this. What are you seeing?
This is hang on. I don't know if you can hear those pops, Morgan, but people are throwing things. It's hard to see where or exactly where they're going. And that is the relatively small police presence there outside the Ferguson Police Department. But again, look at, if you could hear something there, just kind of hit the ground near or on the police officers. There's the police department. And then look at this traffic. I mean, it's almost like the all-call went out for spectators more than it did for police.
These people are still, despite all the coughing, despite all the sneezing, tear gas getting into their eyes, washing their faces with water, washing out their eyes with water. They're standing back and they're still pushing and they're not going anywhere.
This is video actually from earlier. Our live shot with Robert seems to be freezing just a little bit, but take a look at this. This is at the Ferguson Police Department. This was less than 2 hours ago. You can see shattered glass there. St. Louis County Police does confirm that there is damage to the Ferguson Police Department. They say that people were throwing bricks at the department. You can see all of that could be smoke, that could be tear gas. There were people throwing fireworks. It's hard to tell from here, but Robert Townsend does confirm that there is lots of tear gas. We're getting the shot back now. Robert, describe what we're seeing.
Yeah, let me tell you right now that more officers in riot gear, they're rushing closer to me. They're inching closer to me. They're still throwing more and more of this tear gas all around this parking lot of this strip mall right across the street from the Ferguson Police Department. A lot of these people some are standing in the parking lot, others are in their cars. They are not going anywhere. Now I'm hearing guys pull up playing music as if it's round 2 of this chaotic scene. At first we thought it was really going to finally start to
We're going to interrupt you,
here,
Robert. We're going to go to Casey. Casey, what are you seeing right now? What is this?
Well, I'm seeing what you're seeing. Looks like 2 people lighting something on fire, and we're outside of Vincenzo's Pizza here, Italian restaurant.
And Robert was saying that there were already people who had damaged that restaurant just a few minutes ago. This restaurant is next to the police department. And it looks...
Now we got somebody yelling, "Don't do that in my community." Look at this. They're going to stop them. If you can't hear him, he has nothing good to say to that guy who's trying to light that fire. He's saying, "Not in my community. Get that you-know-what out of here." Let's see if he tries again. He is. He's not very good at it, whatever he's trying to do, it looks like. Bob, you okay? You got a good angle on things behind us?
Yeah. This is Casey Nolan, who is in Ferguson with Bob Drosty. We just saw someone attempt to, what it looks like, set the bush on fire outside of this restaurant that's next to the police department. Another member of the community coming and saying, no, do not do this here.
And look, Morgan, I'll tell you, I'm not going to, I can't tell you exactly what it was, but he was trying to light a device, you know, Molotov cocktail, something like that. Looked like he was trying to light a rag. Presumably, you know, something flammable is in that container. Now, the windows are broken on this store here already, but it looked like he had other intentions, and he tried several times to light it and gave up. That was it looked like a Ferguson police car that went by, and it sounded like it just got hit as it drove by. Yeah, it sounded like somebody. Yeah, Robert, are we right on the same side of the same street, or the opposite side of the same street?
Yeah, I see you. You're on our white vehicle there.
Yeah. So I'm still searching for the guys to see if they're still going to try to light things on fire, but I'm not seeing them now. Mm-hmm. Oh, here he is. He's back. He didn't like us seeing him. And he's running from us. Walking, I should say.
If you are just tuning in, we have team coverage in Ferguson. Casey Nolan and Robert Townsend showing us different angles of the same situation in Ferguson. No longer a peaceful protest like the ones we saw earlier today.
Looks like he might try again. I don't know. It's hard to see. Looks like he's got help. Morgan, can you just tell SIGAC to roll on this, please?
Sure.
And those in the booth?
Sure. And Casey,
so,
you were able to hear the interaction between the gentlemen just a few minutes ago.
Good, yeah. So that, look, I don't want to glorify this, but I want people to know what's going on, and I want the people who live here to have some sense of who might be doing it, because that's often the question. Is this being done by people in our own community, or is it someone coming from outside, whether that be outside the city limits of Ferguson or outside the region of St. Louis? And as you said, that there was a person who came up to him earlier and said, not in my community, and tried to stop him, and he's trying again now. Bob, and just so you know, Bob's watching my back here, and we're all good. Traffic's flowing. It's not quite the cruise scene, cruise level traffic that it was a minute ago. So maybe people are starting to go home. I think we could all agree, just about, maybe not everybody, but I think most of us would agree. Let's just hope this right here is not successful.
Right.
Okay, so stop, Bob. That's good. So this is the situation here. You got officers here ready to respond, and then if I pull out, just right here is where they were trying to light something on fire. It looked like. Bob, you're good. You don't have to go any farther. Let's go ahead and apologize for any language you might be able to hear. I've got the mic turned toward myself, but you might still pick up some stuff. So it's hard to tell how many of the people in this group here, are guilty by association, or if they're all here together with the same intent. Gas.
You see that? Yeah.
Bob, let's just pull up a little bit here.
Yeah.
More coming.
There's one right by us right here, Pierce.
Looks like they've thrown it back. So this is where the gas is landing. Let's go ahead and pull through this. I don't think we're going to want to be in that. Okay, we've got the windows up now, Morgan. Let's put that on recirculate if you would. So, okay, so I've kind of lost the picture there.
How long are you all going to stand here?
Casey, are you guys okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay.
Burns a little bit, but not. We got out of most of it. So what I've lost though is the vantage point to see. I can peek a little farther that I can get the camera, and it does not look like that gas has not gotten them all out of there yet. I think, Bob, let's move on. I don't just so we're all just in the interest of transparency. I mean, I do not believe they all. We've got a small camera. I don't think they were doing that for us. I don't think they even really saw us or saw me. So, but let's move along just a little bit here.
That came in, so we're seeing definitely a mix of people, because again, I can clearly tell you a lot of these folks still have their signs in their hands, and I recognize many of these folks from the protest and demonstration earlier. Morgan?
Robert, thank you. We have Casey's signal back. And Casey, you've moved outside of Beauty World. That's a business that you were talking about earlier where you saw a little bit of damage. What are you seeing now?
Yeah, cracked windows, some glass. Looks like there's somebody still throwing stuff at it right there. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure where the water is coming from. I'll say what Robert said. You know, it sounded like fireworks, but not fireworks. Yeah, they're trying to break the window now. We're pressed.
I mean, Carol said at any point you feel threatened, get out of there.
Our crews are in unmarked vehicles as they cover this, but their safety is most important to us. We're keeping an eye on this situation carefully. Seems as if, Casey, you guys are moving on past that. Another business, we saw the Italian restaurant next to the police department go through damage. Beauty World, you can see shattered glass all on the sidewalk outside of there. And we were hearing sounds, and Robert was saying he was having a hard time differentiating between, you know, fireworks or shots fired. We do have from St. Louis County Police, you know, the department is there assisting Ferguson Police. There are reports of shots fired. The police department tweeted, orders to disperse have been given numerous times due to an unlawful assembly. Protesters continued to throw fireworks and rocks. Now there are reports of shots fired.
And of course, Morgan, if you can still hear me, this is an open carry state. And we have some individuals here who are armed, and, you know, judging by their, looks like they might be. No, he just offered me some water. I'm good. What can I ask? Who you guys are with? Who are you guys with? Or are you just here?
We just here for moral support. That's it.
And what's your goal? What do you want to do? I mean, you trying to keep peace, or what do you?
We trying to keep the peace. You know, we actually out here trying to keep the peace and make sure everything go right or whatever. But if the police want to be violent towards us, we can't necessarily let that happen, you know, unjustly, you know, because first of all, we already dealing with enough violence towards each other as humans anyway. It don't matter if it's black on white crime or police against the black man or the white man. It's a matter of what's right and wrong, you know.
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear you because I got this mic turned around toward myself. So you guys are you were just telling me you guys are just kind of out here to keep the peace, but
yes, sir.
But you're to protect yourself too. It sounds like.
Protect ourselves, you know. Everybody has a right to protect ourselves. It's part of the amendment, you know. Yeah. So.
All right.
What they're doing right now with tear gassing, I feel like that's wrong in the first place. If we're going to be peaceful, let us be peaceful. If you want to cause havoc, then that's how human instinct is to react, you know. So.
Can I ask if you're from around here? Or?
Yes, I'm from the St. Louis area.
Okay.
Yeah, born and raised.
Morgan, I don't know if you could hear that
we can
much.
Hear him. We can.
Okay.
And if he's willing to answer, can you ask him about, you know, the damage to the police department? He said, you know, as long as we're being peaceful, he's obviously on the sidewalk. What about all the folks who were in the parking lot? Is that part of it?
Hold on a second.
Hang on, Morgan. We shut the door on our own cables. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Casey,
sorry, I don't mean to walk up on behind you here.
Now.
Can we keep our conversation going for a second?
Yeah.
Just give me your thoughts on damage to the police department, things of that nature. What do you think about that when you see what's been done tonight?
Really, I just think everyone's angry, you know? Like when tippers flare up, things happen. You never know what people's mental capability is when they're angry. So that's my take on it.
All right. Appreciate it. Stay safe.
You too.
Morgan, I'll tell you things. There goes more gas. Those sound like gunshots or fireworks? That's gunshots, says the man with the gun.
Casey, we haven't asked for you to stay in your car if you would, you and
Yep.
Bob.
Yep, we're headed that way.
And we're going to
And
go
there
back
goes
to
more canisters, and these guys are going to move out as well. Here's a can right by us. All right, Bob, let's roll.
Before we let you go, we want to show you, this is the scene we have right now from both of our crews. And if we can pull up the video from earlier, just to recap what's happened. We saw a day of peaceful protests turned violent in Ferguson this evening, a community that is bruised by making national headlines, world headlines really, for protests after the murder of Mike Brown in 2014. And we're looking now at a community that is coming out, and we're seeing sites that were similar to what we saw then. We have a police department in Ferguson, the Ferguson Police Department, that is damaged. Windows are broken, glass shattered, fireworks being thrown at police, bricks being thrown at police, according to St. Louis County Police. Look here, you see police shoulder to shoulder, building a wall amongst themselves, coming toe to toe with these protesters. We are hearing reports of shots fired, tear gas being thrown, businesses in the area being damaged. We've asked our crews to get to safety. They are in unmarked vehicles, but we are asking them to make sure they're in their vehicles, getting to a safe spot. Police are still working together. They say St. Louis County Police has been asked to assist Ferguson Police, saying that they are working to protect businesses and, again, responding to calls for shots fired. We're going to end our coverage of this evening for the safety of our crews, and we will, of course, keep you posted online and on our app and tomorrow morning for today in St. Louis. Thank you for staying with us, and we hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night.